Namaskara.
Namaskara, Harjay. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Cheers to you. Yeah, I'm
Cheers.
fine. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Good evening to one and all. Welcome to the YPS Golden Hour Nenapugalu episode 8. Warm welcome to everyone. It's a nice Sunday, long weekend. And I guess today's session, Nenapugalu session, I can say it's going to be the coolest session of Golden Hour, because the reason is God, we have all the three speakers are the most coolest people I know in our YPS. So let's see where our conversation with trip down memory lane goes to. Now, before we begin about today's session, let me go quick round of announcements. And a very important announcement, an exciting one. I really want to start with that. So YPS merchandise, as we had mentioned that this will be live on. You can start ordering it on our website, and this is completely live. You can at this moment you can actually go to the website and click on YPS memorables, which is this. I'll be putting this link on the comment section so that you can directly click on it and order your merchandise, YPS merchandise. And it's pretty simple, straightforward. You can choose what you want. We have mugs, we have caps in two colors, and you can check out. And it will be delivered at your doorstep. Currently, we are having this only within India. So yep, let's see. And the physical, when we had our physical exhibition a couple of weeks back, Mr. Kasi Subramanian was the first person to get this YPS merchandise. Let's see now who will order it first online and be a proud owner of the mug and the cap. Now, important thing is that the moment you receive your merchandise, we would want to you to take a photo with it, take a selfie with the mug and with the cap and post it on your Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, and tag YPS Bengaluru, and we would be more than happy to share that again. And use the hashtag YPS Bengaluru and tag us at the rate YPS Bengaluru. Perfect. So as we all know that this is our Golden Jubilee year, and we are trying to create something called Golden Book of YPS. And if you have any artifacts, photographs, or news clippings with respect to YPS, request you to take a photo and upload it on mx.ypsbengaluru.com. It's pretty straightforward. If you have any issues uploading your images, you can always contact us on our WhatsApp. I'll be putting that info on the chat as well. Okay, coming to the next. As we all know that we are running something called Golden Jubilee Photo Challenge. This photo challenge is exclusively for YPS members. We have different themes every month, and September's month theme is Decisive Moment. Pretty challenging and interesting theme out there. So let's see what creative work you can come out with. Submission deadline is 25th September, but do not wait for that. Start uploading your images now. And we did it again. YPS International Salon 2021 is completely free. Yes, it's completely free. You heard that right. You have 45 days left to submit your images. But again, as I said, do not wait for the last date. Start uploading your images as soon as possible, because we have something called, you can always replace your images. You can always change your images to the last moment. So don't wait for the very last moment and you clock and you end up missing participating in this Golden Jubilee International Salon. We really don't want to miss. It's free completely, and we would want to see some amazing work out there throughout the globe. Last but not the least, if you wish to become a member, all you need to do is scan the QR code here, or else go to ypsbengaluru.com and click on Become a YPS member. And we are on social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you haven't, I repeat, if you haven't followed us or liked our page, I would want you to do it right away. It's simple. Go to your Facebook or Instagram and click on and go and type at the rate YPS Bengaluru. That is our handle across all the platforms, at the rate YPS Bengaluru. And yep, so as we mentioned that YPS merchandise is now live on our website. Let's see who will be the first to order it online. And we would want to see some amazing selfies out with this. Yep, that's it for the announcement. So let us go back to our today's Nenapugalu session. So over to you, Taskar, aka Satish. Over to
Hi,
you.
Hardik. How are you?
Good, good, doing good, awesome, fully charged.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. ಶುಭ ಸಂಜೆ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ. ಈ ಭಾದ್ರಪದ ಮಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಗಣೇಶನ ಹಬ್ಬ ಆಚರಿಸಿದಿರಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀನಿ. ಗೌರಿ ಗಣೇಶ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂಜೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥಿಸೋಣ. ಈ ಸ್ವರ್ಣ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವದ YPS ನ ಸ್ವರ್ಣ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವ 50ನೇ ವರ್ಷದ ಸ್ವರ್ಣ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವದಿಂದ ಆ ವಿಘ್ನೇಶ್ವರನು ಏನೇ ವಿಘ್ನೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೇನೆ ಅಮೃತ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವದತ್ತ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಆಶಿಸೋಣ. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಸುಂದರ ಸಂಜೆ. ನನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಛಾಯಾಚಿತ್ರ ಮಿತ್ರರೊಡಗೂಡಿ ಈ ಸಂಜೆಯನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಜೊತೆ ಈ ಅನುಭವ ಮಂಟಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ಏನೇನು ತಮ್ಮ ನೆನಪುಗಳನ್ನ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಮುಂಚೆ ಐ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಆಲ್ ದ YPS members, senior members, photo lovers, and the people who are watching from outside Bangalore. Welcome to this YPS trip down the memory lane. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಈ YPS ನೆನಪುಗಳು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ನನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮೀಯರಾದಂತ ಶ್ರೀ S ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್, A S ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಮೊಹಮ್ಮದ್ ಅರ್ಫಾನ್ ಆಸಿಫ್ ದುಬೈನಿಂದ ಈ ಸಂಜೆ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ಸುಮಾರು 1.5 ಗಂಟೆ ಕಾಲ ತಮ್ಮ ನೆನಪುಗಳನ್ನ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ. ಮೊದಲಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಿತ್ರರಾದಂತ ಶ್ರೀ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ವಿಷಯನೇ, ಆದ್ರೂ ಇಂಟ್ರಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ. ಸೊ ಶ್ರೀ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್, ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ವೆರಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಸೇ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು YPS. ಹಾಯ್ ಬಡಿ, ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್? ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್. ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಯಾ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ನೀವು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ಸ್ಗೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಟುಡೇ ಐ ಆಮ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಟು ಸಿ ದಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಲೈವ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪೀಪಲ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು YPS. ನಿಮ್ಮ YPS ಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ.
ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ YPS.
ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ S Chandrashekar is AFIAP. And he joined YPS in 1986 during one of the All India Salon exhibition that was held in Venkatappa Art Gallery. He had come and he met myself as well as Mr. MS Hebbar. And then later on he got some kind of guidance from Mr. K.S. Rajaram, A.K. Raju, and yours faithfully. And we forced him to take up photography as hobby. And since then, there is no looking back for him. And Mr. Chandrashekar, he got his AFIAP in 1993 for his nature slide section. And he has been a constant participant in All India Salons and international salons. And for a brief period in between, he had left participating in salons. And now, from the past 1 or 2 years, he has restarted his journey in All India and international salons. And I keep seeing his images that's been winning awards. So, ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಇವರೊಂಥರ ಹಳೆ ಹುಲಿ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿವಸ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಕೊಟ್ರು, ಅಗೈನ್ he will start participating with his award winning images and starts getting awards. It shows that his talent is been continuing as it was in 1993. with a lot of improvement in composition, lighting, techniques, and things like that. Mr. Chandrashekar was actually, he was during 2016 to 18 and 2020, he was the treasurer for YPS for a very long period. And in 1990, he was a joint secretary and he got promoted to, I can say promoted as a secretary in 1991. And again in 1996, he became a director in the executive committee. And he also was the secretary for All India Salon in 1996. And in 1992, he was in the Salon committee, which saw a lot of success in All India Salon. And Mr. Chandrashekar has been awarded, given service award for his continuous support to YPS for the promotion of art of photography and for the enormous service that he has done for YPS. And in YPS, as all of you know, Mr. Chandrashekar leads the team in macro photography. And in fact, if anybody wants to do macro photography or join the chat group in YPS, you have to contact Mr. Chandrashekar, who is the lead. And Chandrashekar is, he loves mobile photography. And many of his shots are taken in mobile. And in maybe a year back or so, he was quite continuously, he was publishing on social medias with the pictures taken in mobile photography. And he called it as Hage Summane. I remember Chandrashekar, I don't know whether you remember or not, but I remember when we were walking in Kaban Park, you were shooting like this and you were publishing. I used to ask you, ಏನು ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ತುಂಬಾ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಗಿತೀರಾ, ಏನ್ DSLR ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ದೆನ್ ಯು ಸೆಡ್ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಂಗೆ ಕನ್ವೀನಿಯಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ತೆಗಿತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಂತ. Then I told you, why don't you keep this Hage Summane as a title for your this thing? Then immediately you said it's a very good title and you continued. And till today, people, they remember Hage Summane title for all your, the album of your images that you keep shooting every now and then. And particularly images of Lal Bagh is absolutely mesmerizing. And Mr. Chandrashekar pictures, if you want to see, he is on Instagram. And you can regularly watch his images taken in India as well as in US. So with this small introduction, though he has got very big details behind him, with this small introduction, I welcome my buddy, Mr. Chandrashekar, to today's program.
Thank you so much, Satish.
My pleasure,
Indeed, honored to be here today amongst all of you.
Yeah. We are also honored to have you here. So friends, now I would like to introduce my another buddy, Mr. A S Prakash. Mr. Prakash, Namaskara.
Namaskara. Good evening. Good evening. ಆರಾಮ್.
ಸೊ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇದೆ ಇವತ್ತು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಹೊತ್ತು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಹೌದು, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಲೈನ್. ಸೊ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್, he joined YPS in 1986 and actually his uncle Mr. T.S. Srinivasarao, who we honored him with honorary YPS. Mr. Srinivasarao was the person who introduced A S Prakash. Mr. Prakash did his basic course in YPS during 1986 or 87 and started photography as a hobby. And he was doing wedding photography as well as commercial photography, taking corporate assignments and other things to fund his hobby of nature and travel, all those things. He was seriously participating in national and international salons, and he has won a few awards. And particularly in nature slides, he was concentrating more on nature slides. And his best award for his nature pictures called AdLab Award that he has won from Mumbai, as well as from Forest Department, Karnataka Forest Department also he has won many of the awards. And in 1988 and 97, he worked as a secretary for the club, and he was associated with FIP committee also. When we had a FIP convention, he was in the FIP convention committee. And in 1996, his pictures published in calendars. Quite a few of the companies, they were using his pictures for their calendars. And his picture also published in Encounters in the Forest, a book brought out by Sri T.N.A. Perumal on Karnataka forest. And in 1996, very unfortunate incident happened. So he met with an accident, and that particular accident, it made him to stop photography because he was laying in the bed for almost 3 months. It's quite unfortunate that he was returning back to his house from my house. And after that accident, he stopped photography. And then after he recovered, he started working in IT companies. And right now he is working in Starcom information technology as a general manager. And from photography, where he was a very good photographer, and totally unknown area called information technology, he jumped to that area and became very successful. So actually, Prakash ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಬಹಳ ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತ, ಆಪದ್ ಬಾಂಧವ, ಸಲಹೆಗಾರ, ಮತ್ತೆ YPS ಗೆ ಬಹುತೇಕವಾಗಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಿದಂತ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ. ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲಾದ್ರು ಆಲ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಸೆಲಾನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸೆಲಾನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಗಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಸಹಾಯ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರೆ, ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಹಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ YPS ಆನ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಓನ್. ನಾವು ಕೇಳಕ್ ಮುಂಚೆನೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಡೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಮಾತಾಡಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. It's not 1 or 2 times, many times. Even till today also, he's been helping YPS enormously. And in fact, YPS is indebted to such a wonderful person called A S Prakash. So, in fact, with Prakash, I have traveled a lot, and he has been a very good companion, the best companion I can say, because of his versatility in talking as well as making jokes and keeping the ambience very lively and healthy. So with Prakash, traveling itself is an experience. So Prakash, ಹೇಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಮಾಡೋದು? ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು YPS.
ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಸರ್ರು ತೆಗೆದ್ಬಿಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾತಲ್ಲಿ.
Actually, today, Mr. Prakash, okay, today is official telecast of YPS. So okay, I have to use Mr., which is very, very difficult to use for all of you people, all the 3 people sitting here.
That's why I said, please remove those 2 things.
Yeah. So, welcome to Nimma YPS.
Thank you. It's a good honor, pleasure, whatnot. Today, what I am in the industry, I would say it is because of YPS. Because the skills what I learned in organization or motivating people or organizing events, that has brought me here today in the industry.
Yeah.
So I'm more, what I would say is I would be indebted to YPS for my growth as career in any field as such.
Okay. That's nice of you to remember YPS and gratitude for the YPS. Very nice of you, Prakash.
We are all indebted.
Yeah, of course. So, my another buddy, Mr. Mohammed Arfan Asif, is joining today for our evening chat. Hi, Asif.
Hi.
Namaskara from Bengaluru.
Namaskara.
ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ.
ಹೇಗಿದೀಯಾ ಆಸಿಫ್?
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಯ್ತು.
ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ನಿನ್ ಜೊತೆ ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು.
So, Mohammed Arfan Asif is a very good old friend of mine. And since he joined YPS, we have been doing photography together, traveling together, discussing together, sharing knowledge with each other. Mr. Asif is FRPS, MPSA, EFIAP Platinum, MICS, GWPICS, MIUP, Creative Master of Light, CMOL, and Honorary YPS. Just like Honorary YPS, he has got 14 honorary titles next to his name. That's a wonderful achievement in the field of art of photography. In fact, we really feel proud that a person from YPS who has gone abroad, like Dubai, settled down and making news worldwide is a great achievement, and we feel proud that our member is such a celebrity in the world of photography. And he started photography in 1980s. And initially, he was very much interested in, even now also, very much interested in portraits and landscapes. And he prefers more of monochrome. And during his initial period, also used to do monochrome prints at home. And he is a master in analog darkroom work. In fact, many of the stalwarts in the field of photography in Bangalore, they were awestruck when they saw the prints that Mr. Asif made during those days. And over 30 years, he has got experience in the field of national and international salon of photography. And he has won many major awards. And one of them is a Grand Prix award from Serbia also. He has got more than 850 awards in from over 66 countries across the globe. He got his first international distinction, that is Associate of Royal Photographic Society of London, ARPS, in 1994. And in the beginning of early 90s, he became secretary for the 2 terms in YPS. He is a regular writer, a columnist, and a lecturer. And in fact, when he became a YPS member, he was lecturing in one of the colleges. And after his college time, he used to come to my house. We used to chat for a very long time. And those stories are going to come next. In 1997, he instituted one award called Askari Award. That was meant to encourage young photographers below the age of 35 years and who belong to Karnataka. So that was a great gratitude by Mr. Asif to encourage and give awards, cash prizes, and make them members of YPS as well as FIP as awards. And I think it almost about 24 years, I think, continuously has been doing this yeoman service to the field of art of photography. That is quite commendable. In fact, many of the newspapers, magazines and all, they covered this Askari Awards, and they praised Mr. Asif for this very kindness towards the upcoming amateur photographers. In 2009, when he went to Dubai, he started a photography club called Shutterbugs Creative Forum, that is called very famous as SBCF. And recently they conducted the first international salon also. So in this SBCF, it is like a Gurukul, where Mr. Asif is the guru, and a lot of students, maybe from 8 years old to 85 years old, they come and learn the art of photography from Asif, and for free of cost. He is doing this service free of cost. Every Friday and Saturday, he takes them to outings, he teaches them, he conducts classes, he trains them, and he does workshops for them to gain knowledge in the field of photography. So all these things he is doing in Dubai uh, and all alone, and that shows his lot of interest in the field of art of photography as well as educating the people to gain the knowledge in art of photography. So not many of us we are in that line because uh, most of the people who are in this field they think that whatever they learn and whatever they earn, that is the end of it. But whereas Asif is totally a different personality. As a gratitude, he wanted to give back to the society. So that is the service he's been doing. So welcome to YPS, Asif. Thanks for
Thank you.
coming. Thanks for making out your time.
Thank you very much, Tusker. Thank you very much.
He
My
is an
pleasure.
institution by himself.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. ಸೊ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ತಿಳಿದಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಈ 3 ಜನ ಉನ್ನತ ಮಟ್ಟದ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಸದಸ್ಯರಾದಂತ YPS ನ ಹಿರಿಯ ಸದಸ್ಯರಾದಂತ ಈ 3 ಜನ ನನ್ನೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಬೆಳೆದ ಜೊತೆ ಇವರ ಜೊತೆನೆ ನಾನು ಬೆಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಪ್ರವಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ವರ್ಕ್ಶಾಪ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಫಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ನಡೆಸೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಈಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಬಡ್ಡೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿ ಗ್ರೂ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗ್ರೋನ್ ಅಪ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಆಂಬಿಯನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್, not that we wanted to compete. We never competed with each other, and each one of us, we used to share knowledge. We used to travel together, and we have reached this level. That is because of friendship, the great friendship, and more than I think it's almost about 35-year friendship. All of us are here, and I am really feel so happy. Among all the 8 editions, this edition is very special to me because I can talk to my buddies. So I'll start with Chandrashekar, who is the senior most among all of us. So Chandrashekar, how was your journey in YPS, and what made you to join YPS? Because you were working in ESI then, and how did you come to YPS?
You said senior most. Yes, by age also I am senior most.
Yeah,
Senior
of
citizen.
course.
Senior citizen. Well, as I have mentioned in my bio, I joined YPS when I saw this exhibition running in Venkatappa Art Gallery. That the banner was there in front of the Venkatappa Art Gallery. I still remember, and most of the members, who have interacted here, they say they entered YPS through exhibition. Like when there is a
Even
display
myself
of
also. Even I also became member in 1980 in Venkatappa Art Gallery only.
See, so this banner, it is really, very important. I think recently when we conducted in Chidrakala Parishad, I was telling you about that banner is so important.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because that is what brought us inside the YPS, and today we are here. Definitely, it's well, of course, you said we all grown up together to this height. Yourself and Asif, I can agree, but myself, okay, I'm just mediocre, doing hage so many pictures, not achieved, as you people have done. Because you're,
I don't think that
passionate.
because achievement is not just earning distinctions and awards. It's a kind of experience that you get in the field of photography and what knowledge sharing and what we help others to grow, like how we have grown. That is also achievement. In fact, there's a different kind of achievement.
And one more thing, what I want to emphasize here is at YPS, what we have seen, at least from our days, as you said, we were sharing our knowledge. Whoever is a new entrant coming into YPS, we are encouraging them, guiding them to do good photography. In fact, my journey started when I joined YPS. Hebar, I can't forget. Mr. MS Hebar, he took me to his house in Kormangla, where I did processing and printing under his guidance. And Hebar, he went ahead taking my pictures to Dr. G. Thomas for reviewing, so which was a great honor for me. So MS Hebar, like me, I think he has encouraged many youngsters in YPS. Definitely, we can say he's Pitamaha of YPS.
Yeah.
Likewise, I met you and AK Raju, and then our journey started. We started bird watching, and then those were
Then
the
you left
days.
a bar and came to this gang.
Yes. So we became wildlife photographer like any other YPS person.
In fact,
Yes.
my first picture that got acceptance in China was sent by Mr. Messerbar. In fact, when I showed him that picture, he said there is a salon. Okay, you go and get one print. I don't know where I got that print because it was a 10 by 12 black and white print. So I made 2-3 prints and gave it to him, and so he sent it to China. The first international acceptance, it came from there. So I think he encouraged the youngsters, the beginners in YPS. So
Yes.
it was
Not
a
only me,
great of him.
many
Yeah,
people, not
yeah,
only
yeah,
me, yes,
lot of people. Yes,
a lot of people. Even till today, he is supporting YPS. That is the
of
most
course.
important thing here.
No,
And
actually, once the bug bitten, you cannot escape. Like in photography, the photography bug has to bite. But in YPS, the YPS bug has to bite you so that you will stick on to YPS forever. Because I have seen many people, whoever has become the member, even me and beyond us, before we became members, even those members you have seen in this Nenapugalu, in all the 7
exactly, yeah.
editions, they are all still there with the YPS and for YPS. That shows the gratefulness as well as the gratitude towards the place where you grown up. It's a
Exactly.
mother institution.
Exactly. And this Nenapagolu program we started due to this Golden Jubilee celebrations.
Yes,
But
yes,
I tell you, this is a wonderful journey because all those people who have spoken till now, they totally, they enjoyed the show. They came out with their emotions and they showed their love towards YPS, which is really great. And I
yeah,
also have to thank Mr. Vikas Shastri because he brought all those old people back to
correct,
YPS, and then
correct.
we had this good Nenapagadu.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
It's going good.
So, yeah, thank you. So, Prakash,
Yes.
so how are you doing now in this pandemic situation, and what is your hobby now? Because you were a photographer then, now very much like a retired person,
Yeah,
not
now I'm
doing
only
any
a
photography.
now I'm only a tachographer.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
do
you were a tachographer then also. No?
I don't do any photography now. That is a past history, I should say. Sorry to say that. Once I joined here after that mishap, major thing goes off in the work. I don't do photography as such, but I
Yeah,
keep track of the events. I attend programs. I see a lot of pictures, people working towards it, things, the organization growing. See, 25 years back, if I have to move, when I was the secretary in Silver Jubilee, what was then is 100 times more now. The younger generation, whatever has taken up, they're doing an excellent job. See, in our times, with the given limitations, we were doing certain salons, we were doing certain. The
so
social
you
awareness
agree
was
that
not there.
I am younger than you.
Yeah, definitely. Wholeheartedly, I agree.
So
So the
actually,
thing is,
when we met in YPS, that time you picked up photography very fast after attending basic course and other things. But then we started going to different places together for wildlife sanctuaries, bird photography, and we used to go for bird watching as well as nest photography, everything. So now, don't you feel that while you remember all this past history, what you said, don't you feel that you have to come back to this field and try your luck again.
Yeah, I'm waiting for another 2 years to go so that I can come back
Ah,
full. I'm waiting for my retirement. Once I
I think
retire from service,
I think
then
instead of tripod, you will use your walking stick if you
whatever
come
it is,
after two
whatever it
years.
is. Anyway, by
What
by
does
that
it?
time,
What does
Sure.
it?
by that by that time, Asif also will be back in Bangalore, so we can again continue our journey.
Yeah. In fact, 2 years back, myself, Chandrashekar, and Asif, we went to Hingara to do macro photography, and we played in that gadde, that paddy
Yeah.
fields, like childhood friends, like
Yes.
primary school children, how they play in that water. This thing we played like that. That was a wonderful time we
Yeah.
had. We forget that we are grown ups, almost at the retirement stage. But we went to that 8-year-old or 10-year-old kids, and we played like that.
Actually, his um, friends from Dubai who had come, they were really surprised to see how close we were.
Absolutely. Yeah, they had never seen the other face of Asif.
Yeah.
So we showed them. So Asif, how are you and how are the things at Dubai?
I'm fine. And first of all, let me thank YPS, the current team, for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this Nenapugalu, which is a very good initiative. In fact, I think this was the missing point to retrace your steps, to acknowledge the contribution of the pioneers or the founder members and those who in some way or the other contributed towards the growth of YPS and to its present stature. So nothing fell down from the sky. So there was a lot of hard work and efforts based on the times, that whatever was based on their capabilities, that they contributed to the growth of YPS. So I feel so nice that I'm a part of this program. And as you all know, that I have not been a part of any society in my life except the Youth Photographic Society. And such a honor to be a life member as well as an honorary member. And the important point here I want to emphasize is that though I'm distant-wise, physical distance, quite in Dubai or something like that, but I've always maintained constant contact with all the YPS members and kept a track of the developments. And I think that the growth was exponential. And I think many in the new generation, they have carried on as torchbearers of Youth Photographic Society. So the success that we see today is based on the foundations and the efforts of all those senior members. And I think this particular Nenapagalu is a good way to acknowledge it. And I feel
Yes.
that, I mean, to meet Chandrashekar, Prakash, and yourself at this particular platform makes it gives it the spice, and I really enjoy it.
Really. So it is as spicy as our Raja Masala.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
So how are the things at Dubai? Is it
Yeah, these are very good,
under
stable.
control?
Yeah,
Mm.
very much under control. The healthcare infrastructure and the policymakers have ensured that everything is in good control, and I think I mean, we feel safe here, and I
Mm.
think the benchmark is on international standards. So sometimes I see
Mm.
international standards falling apart, but Dubai as well as the United Arab Emirates have maintained great standards in terms of healthcare and in terms of combating COVID. And hats off to
Mhm.
them. They have really done marvelous. And those who are residents here, locals as well as the expatriates, feel safe, and that's a very good feeling.
Okay. In fact, it is very surprising and also uh, very appreciable that after you went to Dubai, you also started Gurukul and called it as Shutterbugs. In fact, that is doing a lot of news in the salon world. I'll come back to that. In fact, that is really we have to spend some time talking about that particular group that you have the lead. So, Chandrasekhar, how are the things at your end, and what are you doing nowadays?
Things are fine, and I think my friends here know what I'm doing. shooting butterflies in my terrace garden
Mm.
during the pandemic. But I would like to recall, our days when myself, you, and AK Raju, we used to go out for bird watching and photography.
Mm.
If you remember, we were going on bikes, and
Yeah,
we
yeah.
used to pack this bread roast.
Hide, hide. Yeah,
Hide
bread,
used to carry bread toast. We used to
bread
carry from
toast.
that,
Yeah,
and morning we used to go and come back in the evening.
yeah,
Sometimes even without taking a picture. So that was the kind
yeah.
of dedication we had, and we enjoyed those days. In fact,
In fact, in those days, there was no restriction at all, and the photographers were very less. Now, every 5 feet, you will get one photographer. If you throw a stone, there will be one photo. It will fall on one photographer. So many photographers have grown up every nook and corner.
like mobile
Yeah,
photography.
mobile photography has come. No, not the technology I'm talking about, the number of people I'm telling.
People taking
So those
pictures are
times,
more.
yeah. So those times, very few people we were going to Banerghatta. In fact, I don't think the present generation has seen what Banerghatta we have seen. So
Yeah,
Banerghatta is not zoo actually. It is more than 40 square kilometer forest that extends up to Tamil Nadu via Anekal and other forests. It joins, and
it
that is the
starts,
elephant corridor, in fact. And
Satish.
Chandrashekar, if you remember,
It starts from
myself,
Kalkare.
yeah,
It
Kalkare,
starts from
actually,
Kalkare.
you see,
Kalkare.
no,
From
that's what I'm
Kalkare forest.
telling.
Yeah. Mm.
No, that's what I'm telling. From Tamil Nadu via Anekal, it comes to Banerghatta, and Kalkere, and
Kalkare.
so many other places. Goes to Omkar Hills and
Yeah.
Savandurga and goes to Magadi. And this was the elephant corridor actually. And elephant used to travel from Tamil Nadu to Karnataka via this route. And myself and Chandrashekar, way back about 25 years back, we were returning from Kengeri, and we were stopped just opposite to Omkar Hills. The police stopped us, telling that the elephants are crossing. We waited for half an hour on the bike, and we saw about 25-30 elephants crossed in front of us.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
now we are going to the same place to shoot butterflies. And you
Butterflies.
can see the pathetic situation of so many apartments coming up, so many layouts made. There is the elephant corridor is totally cut off from the forest.
Satish,
In fact,
the most important thing here is, what we were doing. We were going early morning and coming back in the evening,
mm,
sometimes without taking pictures, and that too,
mm,
it was analog time.
yeah,
So
yeah,
one roll means it was a big thing for us, 36 frames.
yeah, yeah, of course.
So just
Mm,
imagine, the kind of patience we had to shoot and then come back next day. Nowadays, the youngsters, they can shoot 1 GB, 2 GB at a time.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that excitement, definitely it is not there now. I feel the
No,
present
exactly.
generation.
The excitement is totally changed. We don't have that atmosphere of that thrill what we used to get during the bird watching or photographing or going behind elephants in such of this thing inside the Banerghatta National Park. All these things that is lost because lot of restrictions have come up and government has put a lot of restriction. Now you can see even in Lalbagh we cannot take pictures. Kaban Park we
Yeah.
cannot open the cameras. Even in stadium also when I went recently to shoot vintage cars, they did not allow me to take pictures. So
Oh,
everywhere they are stopping photographers. There is no place now for us to go and take images.
Now, do you
So
appreciate my decision of not doing photography?
I don't. I don't. I think you are the culprit.
I
Because
am the
of
culprit,
you,
right?
because of you only everything happened like this.
Okay.
So Prakash, actually
Yes.
ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಂಗೆ ನಾನು ನೀವು ಕಾಜಿರಂಗಾಗ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ವಿ.
Yeah.
You remember?
I can never
And
forget Kokrajar blast because we were just
yeah,
one day behind the blast.
exactly. In fact,
Had we gone
that
one day
time,
earlier, had we
yeah,
gone one day
today it would
earlier,
have been history. we, actually, myself and Prakash, we went to Kaziranga National Park. We had to pass through an area called Kokraja. It is a railway station. And just previous day, they had blasted the trains. 2-3 trains, it was just lying fresh, blasted. And that's what Prakash was mentioning recently. If we had gone one day earlier, we would have been in photo frames. But those times we have traveled a lot and taken a lot of pictures, and we were so enthusiastic. I think it is because we were bachelors.
Definitely. 100 marks for that.
So actually, I think Prakash's wife used to tell Prakash, you have completed seeing all over India much before my marriage. Now nothing is left. That's why he is not going anywhere. So he goes only to the temples now.
And
Not to any while. Huh?
And Shimoga.
Shimoga.
once in a while.
Shimoga. But I think it is a high time that Prakash, at least he must start taking mobile pictures, at least for our sake. At least our group pictures, he can be the group photographer for us. Oh, that's it.
Official photographer.
That time also you were like that. In fact, Chandrashekar, ನೀವು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಂಗೆ ನಾವೇನಾದ್ರು ಬಂಡೀಪುರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಚುರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಶೂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ ಬಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ, ಇವರು ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಒಂದು ಬನೀನ್ ಕ್ಲಾತ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋರು ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಡಸ್ಟ್ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ. ಒಂದ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಆನೆ ತೆಗೆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಸುತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋ. ಸೊ ಬಿ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಫನ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಿಮ್. ರೀ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೇರೆ ಏನಾರು ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ, ಅಷ್ಟ್ ಬೇಗನೆ ಪ್ಯಾಕಿಂಗೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು.
ಅದು ಅವಾಗ ನಾವು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, ತುಂಬಾ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ಸ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. I still remember in one roll of Fujichrome, I used to shoot first 10, then Raj Gopal another 10, then go to give it for processing in Perumal's house. That is how it was.
Actually, you were using only one roll and we were using 5 to 6 rolls.
Yes.
And you used to wonder, ಏನ್ರಿ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ತೆಗೆಯೋದು ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದ್ ಆನೆದು ಒಂದ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕಲ್ವಾ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್.
But Satish, later on, when Prakash joined us to Bandipur, he used to come without camera.
Yeah, correct.
He was very humorous, and he used to keep the company, always.
No, he was coming for that only, for making fun.
Time pass.
He is definitely a very good company, even without camera.
See, to remove the stress from me, I travel nowadays.
For such kind of people, we call them as Netrananda. So they feel happy by looking at animals and this thing and not taking pictures.
Not Nityananda.
But
No, definitely not.
But if he leaves photography, he will become sure.
You'll have to try it.
So actually, Prakash has got quite a number of few award-winning images. Very nice birds and good images. I don't know how he has maintained the pictures. Probably slides ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆಯೋ ಏನೋ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆಯೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಲೈಡು ತೆಗೆದಿರೋದು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇಫ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. Chandrashekar asked, give me 5 pictures. So I said, instead of giving variety, let me give only birds. So okay. I've just given that 5. Whatever I had taken those days are very much there safe. Only thing is unused.
So he forgets so many things. Like he used to participate in salons by giving the pictures to send it to salons to me. So after returning back, I used to tell him, take your pictures. He used to tell, hey, let it be there, man, I don't participate. So recently when I was just digging out my pictures, I saw 2 of his prints with me. Still lying. So even if he forgets, I will be having 1 or 2 images of Prakash.
After 20 years.
So, after no, more than that.
25, almost 24-25 years. I left in 1998. So,
okay.
Actually,
anybody forced you to stop photography, or on your own you
No, the thing is, after that accident,
Mhm.
3 months I was bedridden. Then 6 months of physiotherapy. I was told not to travel, not to climb, many conditions. Today, I would say, if I'm walking, I would thank only one person, Dr. Raj Devashish Chakravarti. He is the orthopedic surgeon. He had told me, you give me 1 year of your life, I will make you walk again. Today, I'm walking. Today, he heads the Narayana Institute of Orthopedics. So after that,
Mhm.
anyway, I had to do something. So I joined the work. I joined a company, but kept in touch with YPS. Only coming, doing some work, organizations, other things I used to cover. I was working. Then slowly, the focus changed from photography to IT industry. So I
Mm.
started there more. So basically, when I was active in YPS, we were organizing salons, basic photography workshops, many things we were doing with Asif, portraiture workshop, take two reflectors, go in his TVS, or me and Satish Chandrashekar, 4 o'clock leave Bangalore, 7 o'clock in Rangantittu, in two-wheeler, in Suzuki. So those were the
Yeah.
times where we used to go take some pictures, come back, see the result, again go the next day, so that the chicks would have grown. We
In
used to
fact,
do all those things.
if you remember, in my in Suzuki, I've gone more than 25, 30 times to Bandipur, and always with friends. We used to drive to Bandipur and stay there. Even Chandrasekhar has come with me, and I will come back to that incident later.
Yeah.
So we used to go very regularly. Even Raju also has come in my bike, and I have taken my wife to Ooty 4 times on my bike. So it was like that, during that time, there was not much of traffic, and we were so thrilled and young blood, and we used to travel a lot on bikes. That was a very memorable times that we had, and photography as well as uh, motorbikes. That was a hobby for us.
That time there was no money, but there was happiness.
Absolutely, I agree
Today we
100%
have
with you.
got money,
Yeah,
everything, but no time or thing to do the photography. That's the problem.
yeah.
Because
Mm.
I remember once I and you, Satish, we went to Bandipur for 3 days, but
Yeah,
ultimately we came back after 12 days.
yeah, correct. We
Three
had
days,
three groups
three
joining us.
groups coming in and coming out. We said, okay, let us continue for another 2 days. Other 2 days, it went on to 12 days.
Yes.
And it was very easy going there, no permission to be taken, no social obligations. We were free birds. Now, with
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much of obligations and social commitments, it is very difficult to travel. For example, our trip to Corbett or even to Jamshedpur, Kerala
Yeah,
Convention,
yeah.
so
Mm.
many places we have traveled, or even organizing our all India salons. I still remember every Monday evening, 6:30 YPS main gate, 8:30 Trupti restaurant. That was our agenda for almost 5 years. Even if there is no YPS program, we used to meet in Trupti. That is
Yeah,
where
in
our
the parking area. No, first
brainstorming used to happen for YPS.
we used to come at YPS parking area. So usually that time it was only first and third Mondays program. But all
Yeah.
Mondays we used to go there. Even Asif used to come, and we used to meet at the parking area. Chandrasekhar was also there. In fact, we had 8 to 10 people. Rajgopal, everybody used to come, had chit chat, and go to Trupti. This was every week agenda, in fact. So that was a meeting place for us.
That was the
That was a
only
bit.
kind of communication we had, meeting each other,
Mm.
not like now in a
Yeah, no
WhatsApp and
mobile, no
mobile.
phone, nothing. Yeah,
Yeah. So that
Today
was
was dedicated to
very
YPS.
yeah, yeah. Mondays was YPS. Yeah. So Asif, uh, your photography is more enjoyable. In fact, you are enjoying a lot to the core. In fact, and you are meeting a lot of international figures in the field of photography. You have a very good contact with top of the list of photographers worldwide. How could you achieve such kind of class in art of photography?
Um, I should say that my nature is such that if you want to learn, if you want to interact with eminent photographers or those who have accomplished some quality as such, you need to move forward and interact. And that's my nature. And I would interact with all the photographers in Bangalore. You name them.
Yeah.
In the
Correct.
80s and 90s, sorry, we can say early 90s, I would interact with everyone and give a lot of importance to talking to these people, and that's the reason I maintained very good contacts with the legendary photographers of Bangalore. In fact, the late Mr. N.S. Ranganathan, I want to remember him, one who contributed a lot towards YPS. He was in that Ram Mohanapuram in Malleshwaram area, right?
Srirampuram.
No, it
Yes,
was
Ram
called
Mohan.
Ram
Yes, yes.
Mohanapuram. It was called. That
Okay.
area was called Ram Mohanapuram.
Ram
And
Mohan.
I used to go to that place quite frequently because he was the president of the term that I was the secretary and Prakash was the joint secretary. So,
Mm.
I mean, he actually initiated a kind of an idea that he said, "But you're interested in writing articles, so why don't you write on the legendary photographers with whom you maintained good contact?" So that's the reason I have written the Navratna, that is the 9 episodes in the newsletter. So you can see one of them here.
Mm.
I think I should. So
yeah, we
this,
can see that. Yeah.
this was basically at the late Mr. N.S. Ranganathan's initiative, his idea. So this took some effort and also helped me to understand these legendary photographers a lot.
Mm. Mm.
So I think his contribution to YPS is very, very significant. And I think I carried off that my interactive approach even here now. And that's the thing that I am quite connected to many of the leading photographers at the international level.
Yeah. In fact, I should be thankful that during my tenure as chairman for international salons, you have helped me a lot to get very good judges, juries across the world, talking to them and make them convinced about the YPS this thing, and they have agreed immediately, and they are the juries. Now the rest is history. So thanks to you for your initiative and cooperation for YPS. Yeah.
Satish, Asif has been keeping in touch with all the legendary photographers. And as he said in the beginning, he used to keep in touch with almost all photographers. In fact,
Yeah,
he
of
used
course.
to come to my house also. He used to bring that cookies from Thomas Bakery. I still remember. So I don't know,
See,
I'm
he has.
really privileged.
See, he used to come to my house every day. We used to meet at my house in Vaishya Bank Colony, BTM layout. In fact, after his lecture at college, after having after getting freshened up, at 7 o'clock he used to come to my house on his scooter. He had a scooter.
T5.
Then
T5. Vespa
T5. Okay. Oh yes, Vespa. Yeah. So we used to spend a lot of time talking together. At 9 o'clock, he said, "Okay, Baba, now it's time for dinner. I will go." So to leave him near the gate, I used to go near the gate and stand with him. Again, chit chat till 11 o'clock. So he used to forget that it is 11. So at 11:30 he used to go. So this is a regular, not 1 day or 2 days. This was regular. So like this, we have spent many years together, talking, sharing knowledge. And each time when we meet every day, it was only the talk about photography, and photography, nothing but this. And we used to exchange the ideas that the other photographers have done, how to achieve that level, and what he has done to develop that particular kind of photography or printing, things like that. We used to discuss a lot. And I think myself and Asif, we were the bridge between the old timers and the new timers, because we used to move with all the top people of Bangalore, where other people never had access to meet them. And I think if you remember, after I gained AFIP and ARPS, Mrs. C. Rajgopal had sent this thing. I think there is one Satish in YPS. He has gained ARPS, AFIP, and all in 1 year. I would like to see him what he is. Then only I went and met Siraj Gopal. Till then, I had never seen him, rather. And after Asif's company, we were the regulars to Siraj Gopal's house, B.S. Sundaram's studio in Gandhi Bazaar, and things like that, B. Srinivasa's house. And like that, we used to go everywhere and meet him. But what I like Asif, this thing is, one thing is, he met Dagger in Fraser Town. Then he made all the stalwarts of Bangalore to meet him in his residence. We had a tea party. In fact, Prakash was also there that time. And Suma, Manu, we all helped Asif to conduct this tea party in Fraser Town, and we had a very good program. And he brought all those old timers to YPS for the function. That's the greatness about Asif. He taught me how to give respects to the elders, how to treat them, because they feel that once they cross the age of 60s, 70s, they think that people have forgotten. But whereas Asif, he taught me to go there and meet them and bring them into the photography field back again and talk to them. It is a really greatness about you, Asif. I think we had a very good time in Fraser Town with Mr. Dago's house.
Very true, very true. That was a very memorable and historic moment. In fact, if you see here, on the 21st of Feb 1994, Dagyar visited YPS, since it's an issue. And in fact, in the article, usually the newsletter, which was just a 4-page newsletter, the editor of these newsletters was Professor M.S. Harish, whom you had in the earlier Nenapugalu.
Yes.
Thing. He later on went to become the president of YPS. So he was the editor, and yourself and myself were the correspondents. Actually, if you see the name here, you can see the name, right?
Yes.
So on the 21st of February, Dagyar presented a pictorial portraiture meeting here on this. You can see. So that was a moment, and he did not present anywhere else. The importance is that Dagyar was the president of the first ever photographic society in Bangalore. He is more senior than the late Dr. Thomas. So you can say they were contemporaries, but he has the credit to be the first president of the first ever photographic society in Bangalore or Karnataka for that. So I think it became very historic for him to come to YPS and give a presentation on portraiture. And specifically for this particular program, the late C. Rajgopal also visited as a guest. So it's quite important. Now you said that I was interacting with all the legendary photographers. There's one thing that those who have contributed yeoman service to photography, after some time when they become bedridden or at home or rather restricted to do photography, generally people tend to forget them. I think, they are neglected and they feel sad about it. I have a kind of a sentiment that we need to go and meet them. We need to go and talk to them. We need to make them happy. It's not only photography. That's the one point that everyone misses, that when you are into photography, if you're a photographer, fair enough, you need to be commercial. You need to be thinking about the monetary values. But if you consider yourself a photo artist, it is quite distinct from being a photographer. If you consider yourself a photo artist, you will have the heart to go and meet with them, to talk to them, and to bring back memories. And in the process, I learned a lot about the times in which I was even not born. They would tell the stories of those, the terror and all that. And I understood the kind of wavelength they had with the people over there. Now, it's not only the elderly people. I think it's my fortune that I went and interacted with all the legendary photographers of Bangalore at that time. I think I arrived at the right moment. and most of them are not there now. That's a very sad thing.
There was another person along with Mr. Dagger, no? His close friend. Is it Mr. Lakshmi Narayan?
No, G.W.
Huh?
Benjamin.
Yes, Benjamin. B.W. Benjamin, right?
Yeah,
he also had come to YPS.
He's the nephew of Dr. Thomas.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, even he had come. Mr. Satyanarayana had also come. Mr. Girimaji had come. So, I mean, it's very, very important to interact with the elderly. And I think the current generation should understand this particular sentiment. In fact, the elders will not ask anyone to come, but the youngsters should make that initiative to go and meet them. It's a kind of paying respects. And it's not only that, even the elderly and senior photographers in India, probably I have not met them, but I always feel nice to go and meet them. Personalities like Shivji in Jodhpur, it was a great honor to meet him. You know, he's a kind of an encyclopedia over there. This kind of sentiment, or in social media, I interact with many elderly gentlemen, including Mr. Virendra Singh in Jamshedpur. So this kind of sentiment is important. The other thing that I want to also mention, that I had also a good connect with the youngsters, and that's the reason Askari Awards brought me into connect with the youngsters. Now I want to show you a photograph. I hope you can see it.
Yeah. I think your mother is giving the award to Mr. Suresh. Suresh.
Late Suresh.
I want to emphasize that R.S. Suresh, he was a bundle of talent, and he won the Askari Award also. More important, he was a very nice and kind guy, and always he used to keep a connect with me even after I came to Dubai. I'm very sad that he's no more. And of his generation, many of them, like others like Shivu and Srinivas and so many others, I always keep a contact with the youngsters. It's very, very important to influence them, inspire them on the way forward. That's very, very important.
In fact, Asif, you mentioned about N.S. Ranganath.
Yes.
That you used to go to. Even myself and Satish, we used to go to his house along with Umesh and T.S. Srinivas Rao. You know, those were the days we were doing that salon work at his house. In fact, our Tumba Madi NSR ಅವರು ಆದ್ರೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಅವ್ರ ರೂಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ
One room was dedicated to us.
Dedicated to for photographers, and Umesh he's no more with us, but he was very active in salon work, and he had a very good handwriting. Those days we didn't have any computer or anything to record, so all it was handwritten by Umesh.
In fact, if you remember, Mr. N.S. Ranganathan was the person who taught us how to maintain the register of the salon, writing the serial numbers, names, and all the important details about the salon in trend, how to maintain. So he only taught us, and he was a very good person who was doing film processing at his home. Color rolls he used to process at home. Many of our senior YPS members used to go to, instead of going to color labs, they used to go to N.S. Ranganathan and get the color negatives processed.
Correct, exactly. And thanks to P.S. Krishnamurthy for giving this picture, sourcing this picture for us.
I see. Okay.
I want to share something very memorable. Satish, do you remember this?
YPS notepad.
Oh yeah, this is the first time we made notepad. Yes, I think you were the secretary when you made this.
Very true. So this is quite memorable. And here are some pictures of the event. You can see there in YPS some progress.
YPS Hall.
And here is one very interesting event, which was the exhibition of the prints of the late C. Rajgopal. And you can see the director over there. And that's the director that I and Mr. late N.S. Ranganathan would go and meet. I think his name was Ishwarappa or something like that, if I'm not wrong. Ishwarappa or Ishwaraya.
Yeah. There's a commissioner of SYC.
Yeah, correct. For funds, because YPS did not have sufficient funds. We used to go.
Correct.
You can see that this is another one picture of the event over there. So this was very, very interesting. But also important to mention here that due to YPS international salons and national salons, we got to meet a lot of personalities. Personalities like the late Dr. C. Badrinathan from Mumbai, who was related to the late C. Rajgopal. Then late Vaman Thakre, when he had come, Vaman Thakre also, and
I think
late,
Prakash will remember
Satish's
him very
favorite.
much.
Satish's favorite.
and late
Yeah.
Dr. N. Bhagwan Das, who was also the president of FIP at one time.
Yes.
Bhagwan Das, he also had come. The late Benu Sen also had come for the FIP celebration.
Convention.
Not convention, it was a celebration as such, actually. And I think it was called 150 years of photography celebration as such. This was the event you can see here.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see the late Shastapal and Benu Sen and others. Bhagwan Das
Yes.
as such.
Yeah. In fact, Vaman Thakre, whenever we had a workshop, he used to make me sit and as a model and give lecture on portrait photography.
I think, but the late Vaman Thakre presented a very interesting presentation in YPS called Comparative Evaluation of Photography with Painting. That was something very innovative.
Yeah.
Here's another picture of the late N.S. Ranganathan, you can see there with Rajgopal and Badrinathan in a YPS function. We had that, usual thing to send to publish the YPS annual program booklet. I don't think it is done anymore, right? It is not required. So that was piece of it. And on the top, you can see the YPS event in which we were having a condolence meeting on the demise of Dr. G. Thomas, late Dr.
Is he coming to that meeting?
On the top. Yeah. And at the why Prakash said that is Manu, who assisted me for many of my portraits. He had come for that particular event and he was asking for Dr. Thomas. So I mean, he was new. So innocently, that was an innocent question, Prakash. And here is another YPS event in which I made a small booklet on portraiture, and it was being released by the late Siraj Gopal.
I think I recently sent you that scan copy, Asif, that pictorial photography, what you made, a book. I got 2 copies with me.
Yes. It has a print also, I suppose you remember. There's a print inside. Stubborn. I also want to show how YPS,
certificate was
Certificate.
Yes.
If you see the certificate, most importantly, you can see. You can see it's just a thin paper like that, and everything is typed in it. All the content from year till year it's typed. Only this is the ready-made prototype, and all this part is typed. All the certificates were like that done. So compared to the standards implemented now in international salons, where the photograph of the the award-winning picture is also there and all those things, and nicely published. So you can see it's just typing done here.
Yes.
You can see
Prakash's
signature and N.S. Ranganathan's signature. This was, I think, for some event in YPS. So I just wanted to show that. Now, when you said about Monday programs, Satish, we used to go every Monday because the programs were held on the first and third Monday. But we had to be there all Mondays because there were many enthusiasts who would come on a Monday and become members. So we would be in the parking lot, never go to the third floor.
Correct. From parking lot, we used to go to Trupti and have coffee, tea, and push off at 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Sizzler.
No, we used to see the sizzler, not the order.
Satish, before going to Trupti, we used to go to that petrol bunk. There used to be tea shop.
That is when Trupti is closed.
I used to go there also.
Yeah.
But there was one Monday, I believe Prakash told me later, that many had come to become YPS members because I and Prakash would just get the forms filled up, it was handwritten, and take the fee as such. And we used to pass it to Mr. T.S. Srinivas Rao. No, T.S. Srinivas Rao, who was the treasurer.
Okay.
N.S. Ranganathan was the president actually. Now, there is one more thing that I want to emphasize during my time as the secretary. It's very, very important to acknowledge the efforts and contribution of Photo Speed Company and Prabhu Photos. So you can see here, this newsletter would not have become a reality without the efforts of
Sponsors.
Mr. Gul Rajni from Photospeed and
Alama Prabhu of Prabhu Photos.
I think so. There were two organizations which supported the printing as well as the posting of the newsletter to all the members. That was very, very important. And on one particular Monday, I'm still guilty of that. I didn't turn up at the parking lot. The reason was that I gave more preference for my personal photography than administrative photography in the 2-year term. That was the one Monday that I missed. And the reason why I missed that Monday is because I had to take the picture of the late E S Venkatramaya. If I can show the picture to you. So this is the picture of late ex-Chief Justice of India.
His daughter is now going to be the Supreme Court judge.
Very, very, very true. But she's going to only be for 35 days. And the late E S Venkatramaya, there's a hierarchy in to become a Supreme Court Chief Justice. He was there only for 6 months. So it will be the first time that a lady will be the Chief Justice of India. And she will be only for 35 days. And that is, I think, in 2023, if I'm not, or 25, I don't remember.
24.
Okay. So
hey, don't quarrel, man. Whatever.
So I had to go and take this picture. And he had given me that particular day. Because I tried to, fix up another date, but they said no, only on that day. So it was only one session off. I usually don't take famous people or, but that was an exceptional situation. So that Monday I didn't come for the parking lot.
You did anything very similar to Yusuf Karsh while he was shooting Winston Churchill when you shot this picture?
Actually, if you... actually, I have got it here in this particular... I mean, I don't know. You have to see the negatives here. You see that he has got the hands in a similar fashion as such. This was a constructed portrait, and he had kept the hands as such. Then I think, he was also getting a little tired, and he's an elderly gentleman. He had retired by that time, yeah? He was. And I think he wanted to say something to me. I think, please wind up, you're taking too much of my time. So you can see the hand coming out.
Yeah, hand position, we can see that. Yeah.
This is not constructed. It is very natural, and it was a reaction in which I have taken the picture. And incidentally, the one that was not planned has been printed here. So sometimes it happens that unexpectedly you will take pictures which were not constructed or planned.
You didn't pull out the pen, no, from his hand.
I dare not.
No, he would have become the Indian Yusuf Kash.
I want to be Asif, A S Satish.
Mohammed Asif Kash. So what are the other things that you did while you were the secretary of YPS? What are the other most important milestones?
Yeah, there are 2-3 programs we did which were a little different as such. One is called the Photo Bazaar. I don't know whether it was done in later years. The Photo Bazaar was innovative, and I think it's very, very important to have such kind of an event.
Absolutely. Even I have been telling my committee they have not done it. That's most important.
Because what happens
Iyer is to come only on that day. Prakash.
Iyer, Jaydev.
To sell their lens cap.
So you can see many times we had this Photo Bazaar.
Can you elaborate on that particular thing?
What happens is that many seniors, after doing photography for a considerable period of time, they would like to upgrade their equipment. So they go for the latest, probably they can afford it. And it was a good opportunity for those getting into photography, youngsters, enthusiasts to buy them. So, I mean, those days, there were no what you call social media as such, WhatsApp. So when the seniors would bring the equipment and display it on a table, we would give them the table, they would keep all the equipment there, and they stand behind the table with the equipment. Just like, sales as such.
They used to market their products.
Yeah, and there they would write in a piece of paper the price as such, but it was negotiable. And many people had done that. In fact, I bought many of my equipment from photo bazaars. It was there. In fact, I came to know about the existence of the enlarger, I think, through the photo bazaar itself. And the enlarger was bought from Dr. S. Harinarayan. And the enlarger was stored in the storage place of YPS in third floor. So I had to pay him, but I had to pick it up from YPS itself. So it was a good opportunity for exchange of equipment, and those who felt that some equipment is stagnating, they're not using it, they can as well give it to those who can at least start their photography journey. You know, whenever anyone wants to start photography, they have a big problem in investing money on it. Maybe they're not very convinced that whether they will use it for a longer period of time. So it's a good way, and photo bazaar should be held. It helps a lot.
Yeah, very much. Actually, now for all the viewers of YPS, I would like to inform you that in the near future, maybe this coming Saturday or next Saturday, we are going to meet all of you physically at our own YPS hall.
Thank God.
Yeah. So Chandrashekar, I think Asif has given a very good idea that we should have a photo bazaar. So let us start on photo bazaar in the initial first or 1 or 2 meetings. Because I think once Asif closed it when he was the secretary, then onwards we did not had it for a long time. Maybe 3-4 times we had that all. Then it did not continue properly. So I think Asif.
And I'm sure a lot of people will have a lot of things to sell.
Unused baggage.
Yeah, they're all upgrading, they're very fast upgrading with cameras. So
yeah, so that will be a good this thing that we'll have this.
I want to emphasize 2 more activities. I'm sure YPS is doing it. One is when you have presentations as such, you bring in speakers who present the latest developments in photography, or you can say the latest photography, or they're experts in their particular genre of photography. There's one thing that gets neglected, and in my time I ensured that such kind of programs are also held. One is bring back something innovative which is not being done, like only nature photography or pictorial photography or portrait photography, still life, but something there's something beyond that. And once we had this what you call pigment printing process by late Dr. C. Badrinathan, that was something very, very innovative. Now, always programs need not be a benefit or a learning where the enthusiast or attendees, they have to do the same thing. No, but it's also important to get amazed with how photography came to its present standards or situation. So bringing in something very innovative is very, very important. And I think Satish would remember that we brought R.A. Acharya, late R.A. Acharya, and
from
he
Mumbai,
the lit photography, from Mumbai. I think there was a salon in his name for many years in which we
I think
So that was lit kind of what you call lit printing. Dr. Badrinathan with pigment printing, and the late K. Prabhakar from Warangal. He brought the process of solarization and posterization. So these techniques and something different also is very, very important, rather than the same routine kind of photography which is quite commonplace. And the third part I want to say is that conducting basic photography workshops was very common those days. There were 2 reasons. One, it was the need of the hour. For many of those who joined YPS those days, they did not know much photography. And they would come to a program, they would see a big expert photographer talk about photography and his pictures, and then he would go. So the enthusiast never benefited. He wanted to learn. Okay, you get a lot of inspiration, but it's more of show business also. So what I felt is at that time that basic photography courses are very, very helpful. In fact, Arjun and Akshay were one of the attendees. Manu was an attendee. That's how I met Manu. Like that, many attendees of this basic photography workshop have moved on to become good quality photographers also. And that was very, very important. And yourself...
another thing is what I have observed now from this past 24 years is that many of the top photographers who are now very famous photographers, their first award was the Ascari Award. They started with the Ascari Award. if you observe, you just go and see our list of award winners. Their first award was Askari Award.
So I
So
was
that is a very good encouragement that you have given to the youngsters.
and I'm also coming.
More importantly, for people of Karnataka, that is,
Yeah.
we should really
Yeah.
appreciate.
And the other thing is that the initiative to have a very nice Drishti journal in which I repeated the Navaratna, but of course in a different one, a different set of personalities, legendary personalities. And I had the privilege of not just writing one page in a paper like that, but I should commend the coordination of Mr. Madhusudan Rao, who did fantastic to encourage and push me in all the tight schedules to have an in-depth analysis and what you call a write-up on the same personalities who were featured in the newsletters. So that was good.
Mhm.
And the journal is a very good initiative by YPS. Kudos to the present team for doing that. Because articles are very, very important, and it's just the newsletter we did not have it. But here I want to show the effort of the editor of the newsletter was always Professor M.S. Harish, even in Ranganathan's time. So here you can see it in this particular article on lighting by M.S. Harish. I mean, that educative approach is very, very important, and
Correct.
I think the journal is a good opportunity for education.
No, that is very important. See, the efforts of the executive committee as well as the editorial team, they put a lot of efforts. But the members, they are not utilizing this. See, they don't know the hard time that we have come through. So everything is available on internet. So they don't give him much importance. But how much effort these people are putting up to bring out such beautiful articles and very knowledgeable. In fact, that is most important for the present day photography. That the new generation people, they are not understood that. They must read it. They have to download the journal. They have to read it and all. I don't know why people are not taking so seriously. They like usually, okay, we'll see tomorrow, we'll read it. That tomorrow never comes for them. And we have already crossed 1 year. And this journal, for your information, and I think you know very well, that it has won 3 major best awards in PSA internal club awards. I think you are very much associated with PSA. So you will know how difficult it is to win one single award. So this journal has done so well. 3 best awards it has won.
Definitely, it is an achievement, and I should commend the quality. The quality is very good, and I think printing it and posting is not practical these days. You'll be short of funds, but having a digital very easy for people all over the world to benefit. And I think you have promoted it well. It's now left to the reader to get that aptitude to read it, because there's a lot of wealth of information over there, and I think that's work. I think it takes some time. Why don't you create a competition on the journal itself to test if people are reading or not?
Asif.
No, that also. One nimsha, Chandrashekar. Continue.
No, he was talking about Drishti journal printed version. Madhusudan Rao, is taking a lot of efforts.
Definitely.
He will, in fact, inform us whether you want a print or you want a digital version. The print, if you opt for a print, the way he packs and sends it, as if you have to see, really wonderful job. Madhusudan Rao, we have to really appreciate what he's doing.
See, actually, for people like Asif, you said you want to test the readers. We have sent for analysis. What do you prefer, monthly or bi-monthly? Or you want to get a print posted to you or not? You want to download it or not? All these analysis, even that they are not replying. You see the effort of members. So how much we can struggle? See, the executive committee, we are 9 people, but I have incorporated another 20-25 people as a subcommittee to look after other this thing like journal. One of them is journal, where that team headed by Mr. Digwas and Madhusudan Rao extremely well. They are doing extremely well. and the quality of the journal is coming out. Such a beautiful this thing. Last week I sent to Vimal Parmar and he loved it. In fact, he said this is the first time I'm seeing such a quality journal because he is into print technology. So he knows the paper, the color, printing and all. But the members are not taking seriously that we really feel so bad about that thing. And we request all the members, whoever who is seeing today's program, please do download the PDF and see what the Drishti Journal has done. This for you people. This YPS is by the members, for the members, and you have to utilize all the things that we are giving to you. So that was well said. In fact, we have during your tenure as a secretary, you have done so many new things for YPS. That is the reason that YPS has come to this level. So I think Chandrashekar was also the secretary for 2 terms. He was the joint secretary, and he was also in the one of the directors. So what are the different things that you made it during your tenure?
Mostly I was assisting you only as a president, and I was.
No, I was the president only from 2015. You were the secretary even much before.
Yeah, earlier also I was secretary. So those days, during my period, I was assisting for salons along with Mr. Umesh and T.S. Srinivasarao. The salon work was, in fact, it was taking a lot of time, lot of efforts, because physically we had to even mark the slides. We have to put it, it'll be upside down and put it right side, put a sticker on that and mark numbers. So physically doing this, as I said earlier, NS Ranganath house, we used to go and sit and do this work. So even I've gone to Umesh house in Kormangala during those time when they was preparing for salons. We had a really good time, and I want to recall my trip with our YPS members to. We used to have several trips from YPS to Bandipur and even
Nagarole, Rangamthittu. Yeah.
Most importantly, every year we used to go to Rangamthittu and Kokrebellur. I remember, one trip where we all had gone in a Matador van. Hebbar also was there. I still remember Hebbar had brought some food from the house, and we all enjoyed. So it was like a family those days. We were all the apart from photography. We were having that kind of vibes in between us. So it was a really enjoyable thing. So I also want to recall my trip along with Asif and Prakash, Murali Santanam, Gautam, yourself, and Akshay. Nandan, can you just bring down those pictures I had shared? I want to share a few pictures taken during that period, Hampi 2014. I remember.
We went to Bandipur, and even in 2016 also, after we took up the new committee, we organized one wildlife photography workshop for the members. Nobody turned up, so only the executive committee we went and stayed in Bandipur and came back.
Asif, you can see yourself.
Yeah.
Yourself and Murali Santanam.
This is in Hampi, I think.
Yeah, Hampi. This is in Hampi. Next slide. A few pictures I had captured. I don't know whether you have seen these images. And this is what I like the most. Jumping with joy. And this trip to Bandipur, Satish, you just said.
2016.
Yeah, 16.
Tusker behind the Tusker.
Yeah, in fact, this trip actually we had booked for our members, and finally only the EC members ended up going there. And
this was one of the most memorable trip for our committee members. We enjoyed a lot.
Yeah.
And Madhusudan Kakade is also there.
Yes, Madhusudan Kakade, Rakesh, Vikas. We enjoyed that trip. And this is from Hampi again. Prakash and Satish enjoying cup of tea.
Soda.
Soda illa, tea ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಕೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಟೀ ಇದೆ.
ಹೌದೇನು? ನನ್ನ ಬಿಂದಿಗೆ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಗೋಲಿ ಸೋಡಾ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡೆ.
ಈಗ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋಡಾನೇ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಬಿಂದಿಗೆ ಸೋಡಾ ಅದು.
Next, this I would like to recall my visits to JP Nagar and Lal Bagh, along with AK Raju, Nagraj Satish. Now, after we, it was a phase finishing with bird photography. We were mostly concentrating on macro shoots. So this is another trip to JP Nagar forest. You can see Satish, Murli, myself, Madhu Kakade, Rakesh, Prema Kakade. So these trips, we're really missing during this pandemic. This is one of the street photography workshops we did. You can see Hardik also.
ಪಾರದರ್ಶಿನಿ.
Yeah. Alle breakfast
with the two models in the middle.
Yeah. Actually, we are seeing Hardik here with our team. Mostly, he is helping us hosting these programs. And I also want to just mention another people behind backstage who are helping these programs happen. And a lot of effort is going behind. And I would like to thank those people who are in backstage.
Very
like
very
Nandan, Prema Kakde. Definitely we have to acknowledge because a lot of time and the efforts are.
We should thank you also, Chandrashekar, because all these days you were in the backstage and today you come in the front stage.
Always for welcome, Satish. I am always there for.
Yeah, actually, it is. It is like film production, So ultimately, the director and the hero, heroines, and the music director, they get the name. But there are hundreds and hundreds of people who have worked backstage. Because of them only, the film gets so popular and hit movie. So I think all these people who work, ಎಲೆ ಮರೆಕಾಯಿ ತರ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನ ಉನ್ನತ ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬರೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್. ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅದು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟಿರೋರ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ ಇದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂತ.
That is the reason I wanted to share, because not for me, for my other colleagues here, my fellow members, because they put a lot of time and effort for this. Even creating a banner, bringing up the slides, bringing up the comments, a lot of work is there.
We used to go and type banners.
Yeah, that.
Prakash, if you remember your uncle, Mr. P S Srinivasarao, ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಡೆಕೋರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವರೇನೆ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಗೆ ಪೈಪ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಿಂದೆ ಪೈಪ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋರು. 1%.
Even we used to get around 500-600
too much of effort.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೂಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದೊಂದು ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಈ ಕಡೆ ತೆಗಿತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. and we had a manual projector. Imagine pulling out each slide up and down. Today, I should say, Murli has sorted so many of our problems for the judging.
Prakash, pulling out each slide, we have to place it on the right side.
Yes, right side. Otherwise, it will be ulta.
That itself was taking time.
Yes.
I think
all the slides.
Asif.
What I want to mention is that many people who are involved with a society or a club, anywhere in India or anywhere in the world as such, if they think that they have to just do, extract some kind of information and then just do their photography, that's quite a limited approach. A person who is a photo artist will not only do his photography, but will also think about, being a part of the team in administration and interacting with people. There is more to photography than just clicking pictures. This is something very, very important.
Yeah.
It is what you contribute to the society. See, even that's selfless service.
Yeah, even for themselves, photography is also reading, interacting with people. Yeah.
In fact, Asif, all these things, everybody, I'm telling all the seniors and including all three of you, every one of us, we used to work not only for the society, but as a thrill of out of it, our happiness. Working itself was a happiness for us. In
And
fact, we never accepted any returns from this. We were
Monetary
doing
benefits.
day and night work, no monetary benefits, and we were spending money out of our pockets and things like that. We brought the society to that level that at least now the next generation they are enjoying. We feel
Satish,
very happy that
and Satish, we are doing this past 3 decades. We're continuing
yeah,
to
more
do
than that.
this. Continuing to
Mine
do
is
this.
fourth decade now.
I still remember, Satish, for the color slides international, I was at your home and we were cleaning up the slides as a mark of respect. And, there's a good approach that all the slides received for the YPS international, they were just, cleaned up and the correct side marked. Many of the entrants were marking the slide on the wrong side.
Yeah, wrong side.
Yeah, the red dot that we used to put. We were late in the night till 11 o'clock, and I think your dad was saying, tell your friend to go home. I
And we
think
used to have a lot of difficulty in mentioning their names,
yeah, and
the
the thing is,
authors' names.
a lot of
Actually, Prakash, slide show ನಾವು ಇದು ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ದಿವಸ ಆಮೇಲೆ 3 ದಿವಸ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಶೋ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಲ್ಲ. I used to tell the names of the authors because we did not have the recorded version of it, and for that I took the help of one person
Yogeshwar.
from Yogeshwar. Yeah, he was a friend of Mr. Gulrajni. So he taught me how to pronounce the names of the foreigners. So I took 2 days training from him to pronounce the names. Then on the inauguration day, I used to hold the paper in my hand and pronounce the name of all the foreigners' names. So
Google was not there.
no,
nothing was Google spelling also we didn't know.
Here I want to remark, Satish. Many of our generation photographers who have achieved a lot in their photography, they have to be thankful to YPS because YPS enabled group entries. And Satish personally, a lot of effort in getting all the prints together, marking them, then going to the post office and posting them, and also getting the entry forms done. All this was done manually. And I think when you reflect back on it, you feel it's awesome. The kind of ease that we have in digital era and
Correct.
the upload in the manual era is unbelievable. How the prints and also the probability that the prints will not come back in intact, that they might get damaged. So there was a lot of effort, and all those who were part of it will appreciate what went into it. This is something. Nowadays, group entries are very easy on the virtual platform, but for
digital it is very easy now.
And
Do you remember the name given for the damaged prints? At the corners, it used to get folded up and it used to end up in our dog ears. So all good man, all three of you remember.
we know that because we got something like that.
So it used to be called as dog ears.
What happened was salon organizers, when Satish you packed and posted, you did a lot of care. As though they were your own friends. That much of love and care you have done for all the members of India. And some of them were so like that, okay, get my prints done. And I think you remember that I printed for many and you had to collect the prints for them. They even didn't see the print. It went for the salon. But unfortunately, the salon organizers were not using the same package. They wanted to save on postage. So they would make the package light. And by the time it came back to us, many of the prints were destroyed. That was unfortunate. That's something very...
For almost about 25 years, I was the in charge for salon participation. I used to collect prints, the slides. I have got a register. Recently, I had posted to groups. I have got that register where I have pasted the entry form and written down the names of all the people who has given entry fees, how much, what section, results, everything. The whole biodata is in that. Of each entrant, it is there in that register.
No, I think we owe a lot, and as everyone said, we are indebted to YPS because that was the way we all grew up. That was the foundation. For me, it's the only society that I've been part of. and I was very actively involved, not only as a member but as a administrative one also, with 2 terms. And I think YPS did great for us. We will be always indebted. We have very fond memories. I met some of the great personalities in YPS members. I cannot forget that. And in fact, I just recollected some pictures here. I want to show that YPS gave me that kind of a feel. Now I don't get that feel, because most of the awards come to us are received by post.
Yes.
YPS was the only salon where we would go and physically receive the award, and that was a great feeling compared to the ones we received so many medals and all that in postage.
Exactly.
It comes to the hospital box and I just take it. So I mean, it's a different feeling to get the award personally as such. I mean,
That's exactly what I also love, because recently, about 20 days back, we had All India Salon Golden Jubilee celebration, All India Salon award function. And we wanted to give, because that is the feeling what you said, taking from the hand of the chief guest in front of so many audiences. That has got a great feeling. And there also, some of the members, they failed to come. I feel so pity for them. These are all the
to come. Satish, I was very keen for the aspiring bodies to come. I said I will do anything for them to come. Unfortunately,
exactly,
not happen.
Exactly. In fact, myself and Prakash, we have cancelled many weddings which was there on that particular inauguration day, because we wanted to attend the inauguration day of YPS All India Salon.
Very true.
So all these things, this is the reason all the seniors and like-minded people, they have put their efforts like this and made YPS the #1 photography club. So to go to this #1, it was a very tough time. And we had a lot of difficulties, and we had very tough times. And with all this, we have reached the top level. So at least I think, there is a say, getting award is not very difficult. But to maintain that level, getting the continuous award is very, very difficult. So like that, becoming a #1 photography club is not very difficult. By these kind of achievements, we can. But maintaining at that level for a long time, sustaining at that level is very difficult. And I think with all your supports and all the people, seniors and all the members and the present generation people, I think we have to maintain that level of #1 photography club.
Satish,
I think
we also have to mention.
Satish,
we also have.
Sorry. Please, Chandra. Chandru.
Since Satish was telling support by all others, I also have to emphasize on the present, the EC committee members. They are really, today the life is different. The life that time when we were 30 years back was different, and now everybody is stressed out. They have their work. People are working day and night, but still they are contributing their time and efforts for YPS. So that really I appreciate Murli Santanam, Pema Kakade, Hardik Shah, Vikas Shastri. Everybody, they are all putting their efforts to keep this our YPS flag high.
Very true. That is what actually I wanted to say. Chandru said it already, that the current team are very enthusiastic and very talented, in fact. And what I see is that each one is taking their responsibility seriously. And that's the beauty, It's not like in our days also, though, I mean, they were very dedicated people, but a lot of workload would go on to Satish's head. So he would do a lot of things. But I think what I'm seeing is it's very, very nice to see that he was there at that time, and now he has got so many helping hands. I think he's more comfortable than he was those days. He had only few people at that time. Yeah.
No, as Satish said earlier, we have different subcommittees. One subcommittee which I want to really appreciate, is our Salon committee, where Digwas Belimane and Krishna Bhatt, they are taking our photography in salon to a great height. People are achieving their distinctions and making our club more prominent, and we are #1 club. Happy to say that.
Yes, yes. And the standard of the YPS club is also because of the way they conduct the salon. And I think hats off to the IT maverick Murli Santanam.
Murali Santanam, yes.
Murali.
Many salons, the way they conduct, but the way the platform that he has created for the YPS salon is marvelous. I think when we have the international salon, more variety of the international speakers will definitely enjoy the process. And he has done fabulous. And as Chandru said, all the team, each one of them is fabulous. I can rattle off the names very easily. Vikas, Harya, and Madhusudan Rao, and so many. And what about Rakesh? It does all the photography part of all the events. And we cannot forget Mr. Rajaram also. He's so involved in IPS. Fantastic. Apart from Mr. Hebbar, GS Krishnamurthy, they're all awesome. Very nice to see this.
See, when it comes to press, it is Rajaram.
Yes.
No one else can match his talent. For the past 25 years, I still remember Rajaram giving me letters to take it to different press. He was the one who taught me how to draft a letter.
Very true.
So that is how it is. He's got a hold on it and he's doing a very good job.
He is still continuing to support. He's still continuing to support.
Prakash, when he was in the committee and when he was not in the committee also, the sponsorship for the salon and for other thing is only Prakash. Because we used to depend on him because he had so many contacts, including Bolas, or including so many other people. And now after his venture into IT industry, he has supported a lot from 2016 onwards for our committee. He has supported a lot. So we were thinking, so Prakash bitre inyaru illa sponsorship ke nenu madakagala anta. But our Vikas Shastri, you know what? In the olden days, we used to go and beg. In fact, this is the word, go and beg to many members to give even 200 rupees half-page advertisement. 500 rupees half-page advertisement. We'll put your name and pay 250 rupees in the catalog like that. And even for that, they were reluctant. And I and Prakash, we have traveled to all the photography industries. We have met the people and taken advertisements and all. But now, Vikas Shastri, just by phone calls, just in a span of 2-3 days, he will bring 85,000 to 1 lakh. And he has been doing, whether he is the salon chairman or secretary, or if he is not in the committee also, it doesn't bother. But his service to the YPS, he wants to do it. So he goes out of his this thing and contact his people and get the sponsorship. So that is how our All India salons are being conducted effortlessly. We are doing it from past 3-4 years. That is because of people like Vikas Shastri and all. So each of the committee member, as you people are telling, in fact, even in my family, as well as my friends in YPS, as well as my friends all across India, they tell me I am the luckiest person to have such kind of company. I am really thankful God that He has given me the most selected gems in the executive committee. Right from 2016 till today, we have changed it 2 or 3 times the committee members, only 2 or 3 persons. But whoever was in our committee, they have done extremely well, and each one of them are gems. In fact, their knowledge sharing, their talent in their particular field, all those things, that has made YPS as #1 club. It is not just a Tusker can lead the herd, that's all. So everybody who comes at this thing, who are taken the lead, they're doing the work actually. So I'm only a supporter.
This is what is needed.
Absolutely, yeah.
Satish, about Vikas, I would like to add one more thing. Apart from photography,
what I have forgotten?
No, you are not forgotten. I just want to add, apart from photography, he also tries to help people individually. Suppose I'm looking for a blood for some of my relative or somebody. Immediately, he will say, "Sir, this is the group. Siktare, call Madi. If you have any problem, you tell me."
Yeah.
Not only blood, anything related to. He is like a God
24
sent,
bar 7.
for us. Yeah, 24
Apad
bar 7
Bandava.
helpline.
Apad
No,
Bandava.
what Chandru said is very true, because Vikas Shastri did fantastic this year for Askari Awards. His efforts in promoting the Askari Awards got it the record participation. So hats off to Vikas Shastri for that. I also should mention Srinath, and there are others whom I know, Girish Maya, Cheri, Nandan, as such. They're all great gems. In fact, Srinath, the way he moderated the session was fantastic. And Madhusudan Rao, the way he coordinated for the newsletters. So this all brings me in good contact with the present generation of the team. And I think it's fabulous. Good work by them.
No, that is what I wonder. In earlier days, executive committee members means we would not have known who are all in the executive committee. Only two
Only a
or three
handful of
people used to
people
work,
know.
and that's all. We never knew until and unless, if at all, if there was any AGM, then only we could able to see. But now all these people whom you are naming, that is because we have opened up this thing platform to everybody. Even now, also I am telling everybody, please come out and share with us what you can help, in what way you can help the society. It is not for me, it is for your society to grow. So many seniors in Nenapugalu, they have shared how much they have done, how much they have struggled to bring YPS. So it is now their turn. So they have to put up their efforts to see that the flag of YPS should fly high in world arena of photography. I think, yeah. So even Prakash, who is, I think, is a non-photographer now, but still for the photography, his love for photography is still helping us a lot from
We want more
outside.
people like Prakash.
Yeah. Prakash can become more
Yes.
people, rather.
I will have to become more. You'll have to split me.
So, friends, this brings to the last session of today's lovely evening with all my buddies. And not only our golden days we shared and remembered, but also we remembered the efforts that you all put up for the growth of YPS. And as
Anything
all
for
of you
YPS.
know, yeah, and as all of you know that we are celebrating the Golden Jubilee year this year. So, from your side, what is the kind of thing that you expect us to do for the Golden Jubilee finale? So, right from Chandrashekar. See, we might have discussed so many other things, but apart from that, if you have anything new that you want to convey, or if you wish to do like that, let us know.
Well, Satish, I'm here on day-to-day basis. In whatever way I can support, I'll definitely do it. And let me think, if I have some ideas, I'll just definitely share it. Thank you
Yeah,
for giving me
Prakash.
this opportunity to share my memories.
Yeah, yeah.
The
So,
thing
Prakash,
is,
what is your
YPS
idea?
was, I think there is already an idea of a convention in YPS for the
Yeah.
Golden Jubilee. I would prefer it to be somewhere outside Bangalore. It would be a nice thing. And also, we need to have some interactive programs from photographers and other people also. See, it should be an all-inclusive affair. Photography
No, I
club.
think we can sit together and chalk out a plan regarding this, because during the convention we can bring outsiders
Yeah,
to conduct
some
some
outsiders.
workshops and talks. Okay. Anything else you want to
The
say?
other thing is, see, the like I said, so instead of having programs by photographers, I would also prefer programs from people who are not doing photography, but they know YPS. For
So
example, as
you
I,
have
I
to
think,
you have to come and dance now.
no, see, it's
You are the
not that I
only
have.
person who is a
No,
non-photographer.
then I think you will get a lot of stones and tomatoes on stage. What I meant was, I have some people who know YPS from outside who are not members of YPS. For
Yeah,
example,
yeah.
one program, what I recollect is program from spouses. See, there are a lot of people like Rajaram's wife, GSK's wife, Praveen's wife, your wife. They have been seeing
Satish, right?
YPS. Yeah, Satish, wife. They have been seeing YPS as long as you have seen YPS, I think. So
Yeah.
one
No,
program for the
no.
family, so that they know
Yeah.
how it is, how we have
Yeah.
grown in the
Mm.
club.
Prakash,
That program would be better.
Prakash, you are not
Tell
read.
me.
Poems written by Satish's wife about
No, I
YPS.
read. She sends it to
Yeah.
my wife, not to me. So I read it from
So
her.
spouses are keeping in touch.
Yes, yes. Spouses are
No,
keeping in touch.
no, actually, Prakash, in fact, you will be surprised in the future, Nenapugalu. So I have something very special about this.
Good,
You
good.
will come to know about it. Yeah.
Spouses are going to come.
So, Asif, in your views, how best we can celebrate Golden Jubilee year, and how do you think that your club should celebrate?
Okay. First and foremost, I don't know what are the suggestions already discussed, so maybe I might be repetitive,
Mm.
or I'm not aware.
No problem. No problem. Yeah.
What I
It's
would
all right, I say.
what I would prefer is, we need to have kind of a view which is retrospective as well as prospective.
Mm.
In that way, we have participation from all those seniors who are with us, who have been a part of YPS, and their presence can be felt through way of inviting them, honoring them, as well as
Mm.
also to have an exhibition of their works. So if you can
Mm.
get the works of these photographers, artists who were involved with YPS right from
Mm.
earlier stages, and if there are no more, still get their pictures printed and exhibit, so people can study how the photographic trend has evolved down the years within YPS. So
Mm.
the retrospective part of it, apart from honoring them
Mm.
and all, senior and very
Okay.
elderly gentlemen, it is very, very important
Mm.
as such, because the
Yeah.
celebration should not exclude them. It should be very inclusive of the elderly
Mm.
generation, seniors.
Mm.
The other part is the prospective part. Take the YPS celebration, the Golden Jubilee celebration, as a kind of a way to move forward.
Yeah.
In the sense, make it like a YPS festival. If you have a
Mm.
kind of a festival where there is a lot of seriousness and prospective, rather than retrospective, where you will have something on a more serious platform where you can call for an exhibition, an invited exhibition of what you call eminent photographers all over the country, yeah, to show the people who attend the festival of the standards of Indian photography. The other
Mm.
part is that you also can call for articles and papers, which can be published as such, and which can be read out, like in a festival as such, on a like a conference
We are
where,
we are planning to bring out a souvenir on this occasion as a
yeah,
finale.
so you can
Yeah, in
have
that we may include all that.
serious articles to be published and also to be read out during the conference. And apart from that, the usual things like workshops, lectures, invited speakers. So have it like a festival as such, and then repeat it every year so that people follow it. It becomes prospective. So every year you have a YPS festival per se, and everyone knows what are the ingredients of this festival, and it can become kind of an opportunity for not only YPS to celebrate, but also get others also involved within YPS. In that way, the YPS image will be more broadened.
Yeah, that's a very good suggestion by all the three seniors here today. And in fact, I should be thankful enough for all of you for having taken out your precious time and given your time for YPS again. And today was very interesting that I spoke and spent time with my buddies. And in fact, when the pandemic happened about 2 years back, we had difficulties like even in YPS Hall, uh, there was no entry to YPS Hall because the government they sealed the building and nobody was allowed. And we were really under a stressful time that what to do for YPS, how to arrange for programs. Then this webinar came out. The idea of webinar, I think Mr. Hardik Shah, we should be very grateful to him from the executive committee and all the members, Mr. Hardik Shah and because they had put up a lot of effort to see that the webinar will start, and immediately they started with the program of Prema Kakade Madam, and then later on every Sunday we had programs. And I also should thank Mr. Srinath for his efforts on Saturday programs for YPS members. So these kind of interactive programs, it made YPS lively, more lively, because people sitting at home, they could enjoy the programs, they could learn the through the works of other speakers. So this Mr. Hardik Shah is doing effortlessly with so much of ease. He has become so much perfect in hosting this program and connecting with the people before the show and have a dry run with them. All this, I get this kind of uh, interactions from the people who have already spoken in our YPS. They talk to me and tell the professionalism that YPS is showing. So I feel so proud about this team, the backstage team.
And Satish, not only that, we have set an example, and a lot of other photography clubs are following our webinars.
Yeah, that is true. That is also true.
We have set a trend.
That's also true, because I cannot really agree with this thing, because the trend was already there. And we were going along with the trend, and the kind of professionalism was the trend. I agree. The kind of professionalism
what
YPS
that is
the trend. That is an example that we have seen. So that is a reason many people that telephone to me, the speakers who have already spoken, they talk about the training program that is called as the dry run program, given by Prema Kakade, Hardik Shah, and Vikas. That is fantastic. And then it makes them so easy to speak so fluently and so easily on the final day program. So this kind of interaction with the speakers and other things, it's making our webinars more interesting compared to any other webinars. I think that is what Mr. Chandrashekar meant. And on this note, I conclude today's program, one of the very interesting program, and we came to know so many interesting facts about our YPS and the achievements made by all these stalwarts in photography, Mr. Chandrashekar, Mr. Prakash, and Mr. Arfan Asif. And we are really grateful to these people. And friends, with this note, I conclude today's program. ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದಿನ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ YPS ಹಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯಲಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಸದಸ್ಯರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಮುನ್ಸೂಚನೆ ಅಂತ ಇವತ್ತು ಹೇಳಕ್ ಬಯಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಶನಿವಾರದ ಹೊತ್ತು ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಮೀಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಯಾಟರ್ಡೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಮಂತ್. ಅಂಡ್ ದೋಸ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್, ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಸ್ಯಾಟರ್ಡೇಸ್ ಬಂದು ಪಾರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೀಟ್. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ, ಯಾ. And those who are following the pandemic and COVID, this thing, let them stay at home. But those who dare to come, you please come to parking area. Let us meet physically and let us share the knowledge. Let us be happy in the life. God bless you all, and thanks for viewing. Over to you, Hardik. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hardik.
Thank you.
That was really a trip down memory lane. And the only thing which is, there are many things, but then one of the biggest thing what I can say about today's program was that, the YPS banner, the physical banner, it's just not a banner, but it's a gateway to not just photography, but then many things. It has come to such a point that the club, the way our members are with YPS, it's become like a norm, like we don't feel that we are a member of YPS. It's like it's inbuilt, like it's part of everyday life, right? And it has given so much. So definitely, whenever you come to our physical events and you see a YPS banner, take a photo. Remember, that's the thing which lets people in and explore different areas, not just photography, but then many things. Like I wouldn't have probably started working on designs. It's because of YPS that I kind of understood, okay, I love designs and I can do something with that. And thanks to Vikas, I know, one of the YPS national salons, he asked like, hey, would you be able to do it? And I'm like, okay, let's try, And with the support, I was able to start with the design, and I really love that part. And it goes hand in hand with the photography. So now when I do photography, I also keep design in mind. So there are different. That is just one of the example. Yeah, there are so many things and so many things to remember. It was really wonderful going down the memory lane. Thank you, speakers. This time Chandra sir was not in the backside; he was in the front. That was really amazing. And I mentioned in the beginning that this is going to be the coolest Nenapugalu session, and definitely it was. It just went so nice. So thank you all. Now, before
Actually,
we
Hardik,
yeah.
Actually, Hardik, the people who have worked, like all these three people and all the seniors who have worked earlier also, I think we must not forget their families, because without their family support, these people would not have done, including me. We could not have done. Because of their support, we achieved so much in photography, and we could able to give our service to the growth of YPS, because the family is most important. Their encouragement, their support, and always they keep telling many times, for YPS, they know today is YPS. No, you go, like that. They support and send us to YPS. So
Yeah.
it's like that. So thanks to all the family members of all the seniors and other people who have worked.
Yep, as I said, they just make time free, they make things ready so that you can do the YPS stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
And what big than that. So yes, and when we do the convention and when we have the huge gala event, we should definitely not just the members, but then it should be a close, it should be with family.
Yeah.
It should not
Should
be
be an
with just
all-inclusive
Absolutely.
affair.
Yeah.
exactly,
Hardik,
Yeah.
exactly, perfect.
Hardik, in fact,
Yes, sir.
you had given a session on portraiture. You brought
Yeah,
your own mother and father as models.
yeah.
What more
I
do you
was
want?
they were just like, okay, let's do it. They were ready, and
Yeah.
they were
So that,
keeping their schedule in such a way that they can, help me to do something for YPS. So
yes,
amazing,
So
amazing,
Prakash,
amazing.
next
that is the
Yes.
portrait
family
session,
support.
you bring your own wife.
Own wife? Sorry?
Own wife. Okay,
You
probably we
remember the
can
joke.
get some enlightenment on. Nice, perfect. So yeah, let's wait for that. We'll fix a date. Prakash, sir, do
Wait
let us
for
know
me
when
to
you
bring my
bring
own
your
wife.
own wife. Yeah. Yeah, we should do something like that. It'll be nice, fun. So yeah, this is how our YPS events are. It starts with fun, food, raj
Yeah, a lot
masala,
of
and
fun and food. Yeah.
then knowledge sharing, and then it is just amazing. Yep. So we have almost come to end of session as we each Nanapugalu session. It's just a repeat that each session is an emotional session, and this is definitely too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. So next session when we meet, that is our coming Sunday, we would want to, I'm starting with an announcements now. So a couple of, it will not take much time. So YPS merchandise, the memorables, YPS memorables, you can start ordering online right away. So the next time you, be on the screen or something, do take a selfie and share it. We would love to see the YPS memorables. We have cups, we have caps in two colors. So I hope you make it your soon. And as you all know, that Golden Jubilee photo challenge is happening, and this month's theme is decisive moment. Let's see what creative work you can showcase. As the submission deadline is September 25th, but do not wait for that. Start uploading right away. I am not sure if you have noticed something really different in this. If you have noticed something really different, and you not just the free participation that is definitely there, but there is something else also. Do drop in the comment. Let us see who have actually understood that what is huge coming with this YPS International Salon. I'm not gonna speak about this in around. Probably in the next session, I will tell. If you have seen it, do let them know in the comments. So the submission deadline is 27th October. So start submitting your best work out there. As you all know that this is Golden Jubilee year, we are trying to collect artifacts, photographs, news clippings with respect to YPS. We request you to take a picture of it and upload on memex.ypsbengaluru.com. So that let's create the golden book of YPS. Last but not the least, if you wish to become a member, all you need to do is visit our website or scan the QR code. And if you're watching it on YouTube or Facebook, do hit the like button, share. And if you're watching it on YouTube, do hit the subscribe button and share it among with your friends. We are also on Instagram and Twitter. So that's it with the announcement. So thank you all once again staying with us. It was amazing. Thanks to all the three speakers. It was
Thank
really
you.
amazing
Thank
to
you.
know
Thank you,
how
thank you.
YPS has come and the small tidbits. Amazing. So, to all our viewers, good evening, take care, and see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.